All right, today we're breaking down a really critical process for the front office, how to handle bill-to-company and direct billing arrangements. And let me tell you, getting this right isn't just about following procedure. It's a core strategy for the hotel's success.
We're going to walk through the whole thing, starting with why the stakes are so high, all the way through verifying accounts, managing the stay, and creating that perfect paper trail. So let's just dive right in.
So, first things first, why is this process so incredibly important? Well, it goes way beyond just paperwork. This is all about protecting the hotel's revenue and, just as importantly, its reputation with some of its best clients.
So what exactly is direct billing? You know, the easiest way to think about it is like a special line of credit or a running tab that the hotel extends to a trusted company. Instead of the guest paying when they leave, the company gets the bill later. The whole system is built on a formal, pre-approved agreement. It's all about trust.
But here's the thing about trust. It's a two-way street, and it absolutely depends on a strict, carefully followed procedure. So what happens when those steps get skipped, or when things just go wrong? What are the real consequences here?
And the fallout? Oh, it can be really, really bad. We're talking about direct financial losses from bills that never get paid, endless, time-consuming billing disputes, and maybe the worst part, you could seriously damage or even lose a great relationship with a valuable corporate client. Okay, so knowing just how high the stakes are, let's talk about our first and most important line of defense.
The entire process, and I mean everything, really kicks off with super careful verification before the guest even steps foot in the lobby. In these moments, you're basically the guardian of the hotel's finances.
Now this is your 4-point checklist, and trust me, none of these are optional. First, you have to confirm that an approved credit facility actually exists with your accounting department. Second, you need to find that authorization letter. This letter is your Bible. It tells you exactly what's chargeable. Third, check the PMS, the property management system, to make sure there's a valid accounts receivable ID. And fourth, do a quick check to see if the account is in good standing. You don't want to extend more credit if they're already behind on payments.
And this next part, this is a golden rule. The front desk team is not authorized to approve any of these direct billing deals on the spot. If a guest shows up and asks for it, but there's no prior approval in the system, you have to professionally refer them over to the credit manager. It's a rule that protects everyone. All right, so once you've got that verification totally locked down, we can move on to managing the actual reservation and check-in with total confidence.
So, the guest has arrived. Now we're moving from preparation into action. And this is where clear, proactive communication and being absolutely precise in the system become the name of the game.
Pay close attention here because this is where so many problems can start. Before a room key is even handed over, you need to be 100% clear on what the company is covering versus what the guest needs to pay for themselves. Getting this right from the very beginning, based on that authorization letter, is the best way to prevent any awkward surprises or arguments at checkout.
And this vigilance doesn't stop after check-in. This is not a set it and forget it kind of task. You have to use the PMS to leave really clear notes so your colleagues are in the loop. You should be keeping an eye on those incidental charges every single day, not just at the end. That way you catch mistakes early. Every single charge that gets posted has to match that company agreement perfectly. This is what active management looks like, and it's what creates a smooth, professional experience for everyone. And when you're this diligent during the stay, you're setting up that final step, the checkout, to be an absolute breeze.
And here we are at checkout. This is the moment of truth. This is where all that careful preparation and all that hard work you've put in really pays off and comes together.
Now this is a very precise 4-step dance. But let me tell you, if there's one step you cannot afford to miss, it's number 2, getting the guest's signature on the company's folio. Why is that so important? Because that signature is your undisputed proof that the services were received and acknowledged. It's your single best defense against any billing disputes down the line.
So the guest has checked out, but your job isn't quite finished. Your final task is to assemble a perfect, airtight package for the accounting team. This isn't just about filing papers. It's about providing the evidence that ensures the hotel gets paid promptly. That package has to include the signed invoice, a copy of the authorization letter, and any other relevant notes or emails. A clean paper trail is everything. But let's be real. What happens if you do everything by the book and a dispute still pops up?
Look, even with the best process in the world, questions are going to come up sometimes. How you handle yourself in those moments of pressure is a true test of your professionalism, and honestly, it can make or break a valuable client relationship.
This quote right here sums up the entire philosophy. Your number one job when a guest has a complaint is simply to listen. Don't argue, don't get defensive, and whatever you do, don't interrupt them. Just by staying calm and listening, you show them you're on their side and you're there to find a solution.
So your game plan is simple, but it works every time. First, you listen carefully to understand exactly what the issue is. Then, you calmly go back and review your documents, that signed folio, the authorization letter, and hey, if you've checked everything and you still can't solve it, there is zero shame in escalating it professionally to your duty manager or the accounts department. That's what they're there for.
So when you take a step back and look at this entire process, from that very first verification call all the way to the final invoice, what is it really all about? Well, it can all be boiled down to three simple but incredibly powerful words.
First, accuracy, being precise in every single charge you post. Second, communication, keeping everyone, the guest, the company, and your own team members on the same page. And third, documentation, creating that flawless, indisputable paper trail for accounting. If you can master these three pillars, you will absolutely master this entire process. Thanks for joining this explainer.